So let's talk home care marketing. My name is Frank. I'm the founder of Sagapixel. We are a marketing firm that works with home care agencies throughout the United States. And we've seen a thing or two about what works when it comes to marketing a home care agency. Now, we personally specialize in digital marketing, and that's where a lot of my subject area knowledge is. But I have seen home care agencies that have gone the outdoor branding route that have been very successful. I've seen others that have had success with radio. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about all of the options that you have available to you. So let's get started. Studies are projecting that home care expenditures are going to increase anywhere from 55 to 65% over the next 5 years. And there's going to be a lot of market share to be captured. Getting this right could be the path to growing your home care agency and getting you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. The way we discuss this with our clients is that essentially there are 3 paths. Path number 1 is the branded path. This is something that you can accomplish through radio advertisements, outdoor, like billboards, stuff like that, radio commercials, television. And the goal of the branded route is to get your home care agency to be mentally associated with providing care in the home. Its goal is not to be there in the moment when someone is ready to make the purchase. That is direct response marketing. The goal is for your home care agency to be the one that comes to mind when someone recognizes that they need someone. It takes a long time to achieve this, and it is very expensive, but it can be done. And it doesn't always necessarily go away when you stop spending money on it. If people have seen your billboards up and down I-95 for 5 years, and then you stop, they're still likely to remember them. The second route is the direct response route. This is digital marketing. This is what we focus on. The goal of the direct response route is to get in front of people in the moment when they are looking for a caregiver or home health aid or whatever it is that they need. In the 2020s, this is done almost entirely on the internet, specifically Google and the different directories that are out there, care.com, caregivers.com, and the myriad other directories that are out there. The third marketing channel, if you can call it that, is old-fashioned sales. Getting boots on the ground in doctors' offices, at hospitals, and convincing them to refer cases to you. This can be an excellent way to grow your home care agency, but it is very difficult. You're going to need some very well compensated and skilled salespeople in order to accomplish this. But if you do manage to be successful taking this route, you can land some really valuable connections. So let's jump into how to make each of these 3 strategies work. Let's start with the branded strategy. A branded strategy is going to involve you positioning your home care agency in some sort of way that's going to differentiate it from other home care agencies in the market, usually in a way that emphasizes a specific aspect of your offering that a normal person would consider to be better. This may be that you're the local reliable caregiver, or you're the one that treats your cases like their family. Whatever you end up settling on, you basically need to have a message that you are going to drill into people's heads through repetition. And then you need to experiment with the media, billboards, radio, television, paid social media ads may even work with this. Time and time again, people need to hear your message. They need to get familiar with your brand, and you need to become synonymous with your offering and some sort of differentiation about your home care agency. And then you just need to spend money and wait. Now, being a digital marketer personally, I would also recommend that you monitor your branded search traffic in your Google Search Console. In other words, if you've had billboards up for 6 months and you're seeing that there are increasing internet users that are just looking for you by name, that could be a sign that your branded strategy is working. And likewise, if no one is looking for you by name and you've been doing this for a year, something may be falling flat. So let's talk strategy number 2, the direct response route. Given this strategy, you want to be the home care agency that people are finding as they actively look for what you offer online. There are 3 channels that work here: paid search through Google Ads, SEO, search engine optimization, and directories. So let's talk about each one of them. When someone performs a search like I did here, caregivers near me, the first thing that they're going to see are the ads. Very often, this is going to be what people click on. Regardless of whether you avoid clicking on the ads or not, studies have shown that up to 40 or 50% of internet users will click on the ads. It varies by the search, and unfortunately, we don't have great data on this specifically for the home care industry. Following these ads, you have a directory, and you have the local results, and you have all of the organic results that you can get into through search engine optimization. Google Ads is an auction, but it's not a simple matter of being the home care agency that is willing to bid the most to get the top placement out of the 4 that are available during each search. Placements are determined by 4 different factors, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but we do have a video all about Google Ads for home care agencies. I recommend you look it up after you're done with this one. The important thing to know is that we typically see a cost per lead, that is a phone call or a contact form submission, of anywhere from $90 to $150 for most of the campaigns that we run. Right now we have a campaign running for home helpers that's driving leads at $40-something, and I believe that we have one that's maybe underperforming that's around $280. But if you run Google Ads, you will get leads. It's really just a matter of knowing how to set up the account well and knowing this industry and where the landmines are. In particular for home care, we've seen situations where Google started showing ads for people that were looking for senior living communities, assisted living facilities, senior housing, and needless to say, none of these ever result in a phone call or contact form submission. You want to actively prevent your ads from being shown for these types of searches. And you also want to make sure that you know how to track to know what time of day, what day of the week, what age groups, what demographic, what parts of your campaign are wasting your money, and free up that budget for the parts that are working. The second option when it comes to direct response marketing online, search engine optimization. SEO aims to get you into the map results and the blue link results below the maps. So getting back to the search that I performed before, the first thing you see are the ads, then you have a directory that's ranking, that is an organic result. Then you have the map results, then you have the rest of the organic results below. When I do a slightly different search, home care agency Marlton, New Jersey, we'll see that in this case, it's not showing me any ads. It's just showing me the map results and then the blue link results right below. Search engine optimization aims to get you into these spots. Now, with Google Ads, you're going to pay every single time somebody clicks on one of your ads. And the second you stop spending money on it, the spigot is turned off. The great thing about SEO is that once you're ranking in these positions, very often you don't even need to do anything and you're not going to lose anything. You might miss out on getting additional traffic, possibly from another town or for a different type of search for someone that is looking into hiring a caregiver, but you're not going to lose what you have. So long-term, SEO ends up having a much lower cost per lead than you're ever going to see with Google Ads, if you manage to get into the organic results. As you probably imagine, there are a lot of people out there that do SEO that really don't know what they're doing, and it can be hard to distinguish between them and the companies that are the real deal. Now, we have a video on SEO for home care agencies. I'm going to link to it below in the description if you're interested in watching that. But the gist of it is that you need to make sure that, first of all, you have dedicated service pages for all of your offerings. This means live-in care, if you offer 24-hour care, respite care, basically any of the searches that someone would perform, plus city. You'll notice in this case, when I did this search for in-home senior care Marlton, that Comfort Keepers has a page that is optimized for Marlton here. So when I do a search like home care Cherry Hill, we'll see that Home Helpers has a Cherry Hill page that they've optimized. You need to do this for yourself. You need dedicated location pages targeting all of the caregiver, 24-hour care, live-in care, basically all of your offerings plus location, plus city. Sometimes you may even want to target a county. People don't really talk about Camden County, New Jersey, where we're located, but they do talk about Bergen County up in North Jersey, and they talk about Bucks County out in PA. So having pages optimized for home care agency, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, might make sense. Now, I want to make a really important point about blogging for SEO. If you have a brand spanking new website and no one's really engaged with it at all, no one's really searching for you by name, there's a good chance that Google doesn't trust it. There may be a little bit of value in doing some blogging just to get people to come to the website, interact with it, gain some trust, but I wouldn't expect these blogs to drive any leads for you. In most cases, we actually don't even do any blogging for our home care clients. And if we do, there's a very narrow scope of topics that we'll cover. Covering topics such as how much does a caregiver cost in New Jersey might make sense for a home care agency in New Jersey. But writing an article like 6 tips to care for someone with Alzheimer's, there's an almost zero likelihood that they're going to read that article and say, let me reach out to this home care agency and schedule a consultation. On the other hand, writing an article that talks about a specific program that exists in your state where you need to go through an agency and you can be paid to look after a loved one, that is the type of topic that we would plan for one of our clients. and that you should probably be writing about on your own website. The third direct response medium that we're going to talk about are the directories. Now, we're not involved too much with directory listings, but I can share with you what our clients have told us. Some of them swear by them. We've had other clients that have told us that they are just prohibitively expensive. They cut into margins too much to be feasible as a marketing channel. My recommendation to you is to experiment. Set aside a couple $1,000s, try out a couple different directories. If it works, great. You should include that in your lead generation. If it doesn't work, you can just chalk it up to being a valuable lesson that you learned. So aside from the branded strategy and the direct response strategy, you have the sales boots on the ground strategy. This is going to take some time. It's probably not the thing that you want to rely on right now if you're looking to get growth in the next 6 months. I mean, in that case, you really should be doing Google Ads, possibly SEO. But if you do well with the boots on the ground salespeople, going to doctors' offices, going to hospitals, that can be very, very productive for your company. The agencies that we know that have done this successfully all hired people with deep experience as physician liaisons or that have done business development for home care agencies in the past. There is a good chance that you are going to spin your wheels in the mud if you try to hire someone that's never done this before. Just go and knock on doors and shake hands. So if you do want to pursue this as a strategy, I highly recommend that you find someone that has done it before. I hope that this video was helpful. If it was, please consider giving it a like. And I also encourage you to check out our playlist. We have a whole bunch of videos about home care marketing below in the description if you're on YouTube. And if you're on our website, check out our YouTube channel. We've got a whole bunch of content there.